I'm Cienna.
Oh, no, I missed it. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I'm Cienna.
And I'm Madison.
And you're listening... Hey, I'm Cienna.
And I'm Madison.
I'm sorry. Yelling at them.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Cienna.
And I'm Madison.
And you're listening to the Just a Person podcast.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Last episode of the season.
Can I get a yeehaw?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Okay. Thank you. When I say yee, you say haw.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
All right.
That was good.
So we're
Just got back from Nashville. If anyone is wondering,
she's really in the
yeehaw spirit.
Yeehaw spirit. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we're gonna start it out with a question.
Ooh, your handwriting.
Yeah, maybe I should read it.
Okay, so I'm gonna try. Is a life that focuses on avoiding pain and seeking out pleasure a good and worthwhile life? Why or why not?
I don't know. I guess what kind of pain? Like emotional, physical pain? I feel like if you can avoid physical pain, like do that at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think you can really avoid pain, you know?
Yeah, but it's in a life that focuses on that.
Oh, pleasure over pain?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think you should ever seek out pain, but like it comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're trying to live a life that's more pleasure than pain, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I would agree. So I'm going to say yes, it is worthwhile, but I think I think you should always seek out like the good things. And I think that's true, but I think avoiding pain, you should do it if possible. But I feel like sometimes to get to the good,
yeah,
you inevitably have to go through bad things. And in that case, I don't think you should like avoid it.
No, I guess I don't think you should avoid it, but I don't think
you should ever
I guess there's a difference in my, yeah.
Should ever seek it out.
In my head, there's a difference between like discomfort and pain. Like, pain, I'm thinking, is, like, brought on by something else. And discomfort is, like, maybe you're, like, doing something uncomfortable for you, but it's still, like, you know, it's not like you're not maybe enjoying it because it's kind of uncomfortable.
Should we do the other question or no?
We can see what it is.
Yeah. We'll do a second question. I haven't opened it up yet for the season finale. No one knows what it is. We'll give you a little bonus question. These are just so serious. Oh my God. Okay. Is morality objective or subjective?
I think like a lot of it is subjective, but also I think the overarching like objective thing is to not do things that are harmful to other people or yourself. But like I think that there's a lot of gray area with really everything.
I'm going to say most of it is objective. I think that a lot of things are either like the big things are right or wrong, and I think people use a lot of reasoning to like explain them, or like, okay, I will say, for example, eating meat. Like, do I eat meat? Yes. So I feel like it'd be easy to say like, oh, that's subjective, like it can be good or bad. But I think for the most part it's objectively bad. I think killing something is objectively not a good thing to do, especially this is more so for when you don't have to. Like, I do understand there are certain circumstances where people do have to, and I think that is different because it's out of necessity. So whether like that might be all the food you have available, like, you know, you raise animals, you live in like a very rural place, and that's what you can afford and that's what's available, then I do think that's a bit different as opposed to you do it out of just want. Like, I think it's objectively bad to kill an animal just because you want to. And even I, like I said, I eat meat, and so I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, like make all these reasonings, which I even do, but at the end of the day I do think there's an objective answer. We just use our emotions to like talk ourselves out of it. Yeah. I feel like that's how it is with like a lot of things. Like, there's what we do, so we like justify it, but like I feel like there is still like the ideal right thing to do in a sense.
Yeah.
My personal
Ooh.
opinion. Okay.
We did it.
We did it.
Questions.
Okay,
Done.
Check. Last questions you'll ever hear.
So so our whole podcast idea basically was for us to learn about other people and then kind of take in what they say and maybe like apply it to our lives and how, I don't know, like how we could be more understanding or accepting of other people. So I guess with that, Sienna, what is something that you learned, maybe about other people and also yourself?
I would say, okay, something I learned, I guess with other people is like, for example, everyone we had on our podcast was just people we knew in our everyday life. And everyone you like speak to, they usually have like stuff to share about themselves that you otherwise would have never known. Like I never would have came into contact with any of those people or like learned anything about them. And it's just like it kind of shows that like people are willing to like share stuff about themselves, but you have to be willing to, I don't want to say ask, but like, you know what I mean? Like for the most part, people have been super receptive to like telling about themselves. And that just basically, it kind of shows like people you come into contact with in your just everyday life have stuff about them that you would never know unless you do ask. Not that you do or don't have to ask, but like just to kind of always keep that in the back of your head. Like people go through so much like you don't know about just because it just doesn't come up in like everyday conversation unless you know,
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. I think like with that, just like making your conversations with people a place where they feel like they can say things and like you're not like judging them or you're not trying to like poke holes in their story or like compare them to something else that you know that might be similar, but just like they have their own story and they can tell it how they want and you just listen and hear what they have to say and you don't have to say something back. Like you can just listen. Sometimes people just need a place to say what they have to say and they don't need you to like compare your situation to them all the time.
Or like give your opinion. Like
yeah,
it's
that's
good.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Give your opinion
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
good to listen just for like listening's sake.
Yeah.
Like people have stuff to say and they don't, a lot of times people really don't want to hear your opinion. They just want to be able to like voice. And I feel like to like give your, not it's like a bad thing to give your opinion, but like to give your opinion like unsolicited, it's like they know themselves best and like I don't want to be like, oh, I know, like you should listen to me about like what's happening to you. Like and most of the time when people are telling you stuff, if they want your opinion, they'll ask for it. Like
Right.
I'll be like, what should I do? Like, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
kind of frustrating if you're trying to tell someone stuff and they're like, oh well, like just like do this or do that. It almost feels like they're like minimizing it and just like giving you like do that instead of just like listening and like
Yeah. I feel like I learned a lot, like to apply to my own life about my own situations from what like the guests were saying. Like I'll give an example. In the second episode when Hannah was talking about her parents' divorce, she was talking about forgiving people and like look at the things you've done and try to like see how someone could still be like worthy of your forgiveness because you've messed up a lot too. That's something like I try to bring into my life when I feel like I need to forgive somebody for something because obviously I mess up all the time too and like we're just trying our best out here. So that's something that like has stuck with me.
I feel I always like to think when people like not to excuse it, but like when people cause harm, a lot of time it's because they are hurting. And so for me personally, I find it beneficial to forgive them. And I know not everyone feels that way, and I think that's totally fine. Like I always feel like people should do what's best for them as long as it doesn't hurt other people. So
Yeah.
whether like for some people it might be forgiveness. Like for me it is. I don't like to dwell really on anything. For other people who've been wronged, maybe they don't want to forgive that person. But I think that's equally as valid. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody has harmed you, like totally fine to honestly not forgive them. Like you're not really causing them harm by not forgiving them, and it's just like doing what's best for you, truthfully, to like live a good life. I think what's most important is that you don't let other people like hold you back. Like don't let their actions like get the best of you.
Yeah, she said to like forgiveness even as just like for yourself to like help yourself move on from whatever it is, even if they don't ask for it.
Yeah, she did say that. Like a lot of people might not be sorry, but she does it because that's what she needs. And I feel like I'm similar. Like I don't like it's not like I do or don't forgive them for them, but it's because that's what makes me feel best. I just want to let it go. I don't want to dwell on it. I just think it's a difference of preference. I don't really think one is right or wrong. Like I feel like you forgive or don't forgive people a lot of times like based on what's going to be better for you.
Yeah. Another thing for me that I was like a common thread but also something to apply to my life was how important it is to just have people that support you in whatever like the situation is. Like if people can't support you in the bad times, they're probably not people that you want in your life. I don't know. Like we're all living our own lives, so if something happens and you mess up or like just something goes wrong, whatever, and people don't support you in that, then you probably don't want them around because there's people that will. I think with a lot of these people, like when bad things happen to you, you learn who's really going to actually be there for you. So yeah, that was pretty common, I think, in a lot of our guests.
I would really say it makes me appreciate like authenticity. Like that is something I feel like, especially as I've gotten older, I like seek out in people. It's just like I love it when people are just themselves because I feel like it gives you space to be who you are. Like there's nothing that makes me feel better than seeing someone like no matter what they're like, they're just so comfortable like with who they are because then I feel like it allows me to also feel like I don't know, like it just like rubs off.
I'm trying to think of what. Oh, something. So okay, so I edit all these episodes. I listen to them like 5 or so times over and over and over. So I remember a lot of like little things that people say. And in Liz's episode, she said to find things like when you're reevaluating or just trying to figure out what to do, find things worth doing or make sure that before you're going to do something, it's worth doing because most things are a lot of work and you shouldn't go into something that's just like you're doing it just because you think you should or because other people want you to. It's something that like you actually want because you have to work for whatever it is. So that's in my head too.
I love that. I'll put that in my head now that you said it.
Slide it right in there.
I'll make sure to add it. I did tell Madison before starting this episode that I feel like my head is empty and I have literally
no thoughts,
no memories, no brain.
Good.
And so I feel like I am struggling to, when Madison's asking me to think of things, I simply can't.
There's simply no words in my head.
I simply cannot think. So
how you just said when people are themselves, it makes you want to be yourself. Mm-hmm. You actually said something very similar to that in your episode.
Did I?
You said you don't talk about your anxiety really unless you meet someone else with it because then it like gives you, like they get it and it gives you like a space to like talk about your own mental health.
I guess for me, so I don't really like to share things about myself. Like, I'm pretty personal.
I feel that.
I'm private. So, like, I don't just, like, go around sharing stuff. But I feel like when I was surrounded by people who were so open, it made, especially about, like, topics that, like, you don't always hear about, it made me feel just, like, more comfortable with who I am. So I feel like before I would get maybe, like, I don't say embarrassed, but just, like a
awkward
weird feeling about it, but then like seeing other people like embracing just like who they are and just like how happy and free it made them. It's like, yes, this is who I am, and it made me like them even more for it because I feel like it's a hard trait to find. And I was like, this is something not to like, obviously nothing to be embarrassed about, but like just like embracing just like who you are. Like there's, when you're the one doing it, it can be hard, but just like seeing other people do it, you realize like it's like cool. Like it's cool to just be like you, and it makes you more just like, I don't know, have a personality, like, you know. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I think it's when you're like the one that's different, it feels awkward, and it's not embarrassing per se, but it's like you just feel a little out of place to talk about whatever the thing is.
Yeah, but I feel like just seeing other people who could have felt the same way I did and not talk about it, but instead they're like running with it. I was like, dang, like that's cool. Like I want to be like that because I know how it made me feel. So I was like, okay, if I can be like that, like other people, I'm assuming if they don't like it, like that's on them. But like people who like me will like me for me actually.
What was your favorite part about doing this podcast?
I would say one, getting out of my comfort zone. I feel like I've never done anything like this. I have a very hard time like public speaking. Even this right now, like it's hard for me to just like talk in front of people, knowing anyone out there is going to be listening. It definitely, like the first few episodes, I remember how uncomfortable, like how extremely uncomfortable I was. Like even
like both of us, like we could not, like
we couldn't
it was
speak.
really hard.
Like it's like we forgot how to
be people,
literally talk. Like
Yeah.
it was painful. And so yeah, I think it's good to do things that like do kind of make you uncomfortable, because that's where you have the most room to grow. Can I get an hour? Okay.
Ow.
No, an hour.
Ow.
Can I get an hour?
No.
And then you go hour. Okay.
I'm scared.
And then also just hearing things about other people that I otherwise never would have heard. Like, because I never would have interacted with any of those people ever in my lifetime.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people were people that I knew, but I hadn't talked to in a while, or like didn't really talk to very often. So it was nice to like talk to them again. And it was nice to talk to people because we started doing this in like February. And so it was nice to talk to people because of like COVID, being at home all the time, just like talking to other people. Not that I don't love my family, but talking to other people and just like hearing what they have going on. And like figuring out, I guess, since they are people that we know, like how to support them better, or if you ever meet someone with the same situation, like how to handle it and how to support them better. I think that was one of my favorite parts. And also, yeah, this is not something I would ever do. I hate attention. I hate when people like look in my direction. So it was definitely really uncomfortable, and having to listen to our voices, specifically like listening to your own voice over and over again. But I think it was a good challenge. It was fun to talk to so many different types of people, like with so many different things going on. Obviously I like doing it with Cienna because I knew
Why, thank you.
I knew that of the people I know, she would see the purpose the same way that I would.
It was okay doing with Madison. Out of people I know, I thought she could benefit from it the most. I was like, this girl,
she needs some help.
She has a lot to learn. So when she asked me to be her advisor, I jumped right on. I was like, Madison,
advisor.
I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for you to ask me about something like this.
Thank God.
For years. Ever since I met you, I knew you needed this.
I was like, here's my time. So yeah, I think I taught her a lot.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from my advisor. But yeah, I think I just knew that she would, I guess, I don't know if it's my favorite thing about the season, but like doing it with you, that we would be able to work together because we live together. And so we know how to like handle each other, like how to talk to each other, and like how the other person operates.
I have to give a big shout out to Madison because I feel like I wouldn't say I'm the best person to work with. I feel like, honestly, okay, good things about working with me.
Hold on, let me give you my resume really quick.
Okay,
this is not a job interview.
Wait, what are my strengths? I'm cool. I'm funny.
I'm cool. I'm funny. I'm nice.
I can do a good hour.
Oh my god.
Okay, but no, I would say my biggest strength is that I'm easy. I'm easygoing.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think Madison ever has to worry about like upsetting me or like me being mad, like, or anything like that. But I would say my easygoingness I'm almost too easygoing.
My biggest weakness
is that I'm too chill.
I just work too hard.
I'm too chill. Okay, God, sue me. Sue me, okay?
Gosh.
No,
I will.
But I'll say, like, for a work for something work related.
Can I just say what the hardest part about working with you is?
Of course.
Because maybe this is what you're trying to say. I think the only thing that's hard for me to work with you was, we live on opposite sides of the state, so we never saw each other. Mm-hmm. And we did this for months. Mm-hmm. And Cienna, this is the real hardest part, is Cienna does not like to text. So getting into contact with her can be hard. But I knew that because I've known her for years now, and we live together, like, we've been friends. I know that you don't like text back. It literally doesn't bother me at all. It's just, like, sometimes I need to know something, and that's not really, like, something wrong with you. You just don't like to text, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't upset me.
See, okay, yeah, I totally agree with what Madison's saying. I feel like for the most part, it's not an issue, but... That's what I'm saying. When you're trying to get something done, I know that it's frustrating.
I think the only, like, I knew that. True. Before I asked you.
Yeah. Like I'm, like, known for, like, being unresponsive.
And I knew that. So, like, I was well aware of that. It's not, like, I have literally no hard feelings towards you. Like, if I needed a response from you, I would just say it. I'd be like, I'd text you. If you didn't answer me for, like, a day or two, I'd be like, I need to know this.
Yeah.
Like, I'll text you like 5 times in a row. I don't care. I just need you to answer, and then you'll answer, and then it's done. So, like, it's not, like, I don't think that you don't take initiative. Like, anytime I ask you to do something, you did it.
Okay.
You know?
I feel better.
It's like, I never had, like, oh, I hate working with Cienna. What a mistake.
Yeah, I would say my biggest thing is just, like, lack of responsiveness.
Yeah.
Because I simply cannot be on my phone. I can't respond.
And now that I know that you have anxiety,
my skin crawl.
Then it's like, that helps.
So for anyone I've ever ghosted out there, if you're listening, don't take it personal.
She does it to everybody.
I do it to people I love, my closest friends, near and dear to my heart, no response.
Friends, family, nothing.
They won't, nothing. Like, you will not get a text back from me. You just won't.
That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
And
like,
I don't take...
It really isn't personal.
I think if we lived closer, it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because then we could...
Because I'll hang out with people.
Yeah.
I will. If somebody hits me up, they're like, oh, let's hang out. I likely will. If they just text me, silence. I cannot respond. Cannot respond. Don't know you. Yeah. Don't take it personally.
No. I, like, honestly... I would rather have someone like you do this with me than have you just be like anybody that will text me back quickly, and then I'm like, okay, at least I know they'll answer me like immediately, but they don't like get what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked somebody else to do it. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I thank you. I'm flattered. Like I said, for you.
She's fine.
I loved being your advisor. Like,
I being your coach.
Loved it so much. I know I didn't really answer to, like, help guide you ever.
But I figured it out on my own,
but,
and that was helpful.
Yeah, like, I still did my part. And Madison did bring me a water bottle with the logo on it, and so I am thrilled if you see me repping the merch.
The one and only.
Yeah, so if anyone wants merch, we'll do a raffle. So.
No. Don't make promises.
No?
Don't make promises.
So how do you enter the raffle? Let's see.
Okay.
No raffle. No raffle.
Canceled.
And you can blame Madison for that.
Okay.
I was ready to do it. I was ready to give out $5,000.
What?
Of our mutual funds. And Madison just took
our mutual funds.
Madison just took that away from all
gosh.
you listeners. So.
Yeah. Oh, thank you to the guests.
Mm-hmm.
I should say
Thank you to everyone who was willing to come on our show. We couldn't have done it without A, our guests, and B, our listeners.
Yeah.
None of it would be possible.
Yeah. If no one would have listened, that would have made us really sad.
That would make me really sad.
So thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think, like, honestly, like, doing this and being able to talk to people has been, and, like, sharing that and people appreciating it and, like, caring, like, that's been, like, one of the most rewarding things that I think we could do. Mm-hmm. Like, doing something that actually means something to somebody.
I would say that was my favorite part. It was, like, when Madison would, like, share stuff, or, like, I would see people and they'd be like, oh, I listened. Like, it's, like, they just liked what we were putting out. That was, like, the definitely the best part of it. Like, to know that, like, even if, like, 2 people, like, cared.
If literally anyone cared about, like, the episode or, like, it meant something to them, made them feel better, whatever, that's the whole point. It just, like, meant a lot to me that people cared enough to say something about it. Or to, like,
to
share
A,
it.
even listen to it.
Yeah.
And, like, B, like, let us know, like, that, like, they liked it. It definitely was really sweet of everyone who reached out. And if you didn't...
You don't even want to know.
For those who didn't reach out, I'm kidding. It's not too late. We're still taking compliments. So.
We're still
you have 48 hours from when this releases until you're texting. So you're still in the safe zone when you hear this.
If someone else wanted to do something like this, I would encourage them to do that. Or to just talk to the people in your life and, like, actually see what's going on. You know, sometimes you get kind of, like, caught up in the monotony of your life. But just checking in. If you know someone's got something going on, or even if you don't know, just checking in, seeing what's up, and, like, actually caring what they're saying.
Something I thought was really fun. So I just went to New York and I saw my family. And so I don't know if my cousin is going to listen to this, but she said at the time, so if you're listening, hi. But she said at the time that she saw what I was doing, my podcast. She's like, I think that's so cool. She's like, I want to make a podcast too. And it made me feel good that, like, she liked it, and now, like, she wants to, like, make her own podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can see that, like, you can do it. Like, we're just regular people.
Yeah,
we don't have,
she was, like, asking questions about, like, how we did it, and I was like, oh, like, I do it in my basement. Like, we don't have...
I just sit in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Like,
Use my little headphones, my little Apple headphones that I got with my phone. And yeah, so loved that. If you're listening, hey.
Yeah, this cost us $0. Like, maybe we'll do a season 2 at some point. Now it's not a great time for that.
I would say now it's not a good time for either of us. As I said earlier, I have no thoughts right now.
Okay. But, I mean, I would do another season. I like doing it.
Yeah.
But we just have to find a better time to do it. If you want to be on here, you know, let us know. Obviously. But yeah, I had fun. I'm glad people
we want to do what we wish.
What we wish we would have done.
What we wish we would have done.
I think, to me, I wish we would have had more time to talk to people, but we didn't want to make the episodes too long. Like, I felt like I could talk to these people forever, so maybe I should just talk to them in my life. I don't know, like, have a conversation with them, but I just think there's so much to be said about so many things. I don't know, I just wish that we could do an episode about literally everything. But I do wish, I don't know how we would find a balance between talking to people more and, like, making the episodes not too long. I don't know. That's just something, like, I wish we could have done. I wish we could have been in person. I think that would have been a lot more fun.
I think that would have been
and a lot easier.
A lot nicer, yeah. I agree. I definitely wish we could have been in person.
I think you can, like, kind of feed off people's, like, energy in person instead of...
like, over a computer.
Yeah, and it, like, freezes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was...
I wish we could have done... I think it would have been fun to do it with someone, like, we don't know, like a random guest.
Yeah, I think that would have been fun, too.
I think that would have been really cool just to see what it was like to have someone...
yeah.
just completely random that we've never met to come on. So if any people are listening and you don't know either of us want to come on, let us know. Or if you are listening and you do know us and want to come on,
if you're one of our international listeners.
Yeah, I guess if you ever want to come on, let us know. Like, I genuinely will have... I tell anyone, like, anyone can come on.
Literally anybody.
Like, anyone. Yeah. Anyone. Whoever you are, come on.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Let's go.
Also, I wish I would have felt more comfortable quicker. Like, I think for me, it really was hard. Even now, like, I wouldn't say I'm even now completely comfortable talking. And I wish I had, like, just, like, more comfortable. I wish I had more comfortable. I wish I had more comfortable. I wish I was more comfortable with everyone that came on, just because I feel like it would have been a better experience for them and for me. Not that I, like, wasn't, but I do think that's something I still can improve. So I'm glad I did it because I did improve, but I would love to get to a place where, like, I am completely comfortable, just because I think it does put other people at ease as well. So It's another thing.
I agree. I think I wish I would have been more comfortable sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. I don't know. I guess if we ever made anyone feel awkward, I hope not. But you know,
Yeah. I get. Like, I feel like both of us are hard on ourselves.
and we're both very like very private people.
Yeah.
So in like talking about things, I don't know, can like feel uncomfortable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think yeah. I think this is definitely something neither of us ever would have thought about doing.
Yeah. It's all Madison's idea. So.
It's all her fault.
If you don't like it, blame her. And if you do like it, you can thank her advisor, which is me.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
Any last words? Okay. Last, just to end it, I just want to say once again, truly thank you to anyone who's ever listened, anyone who's ever been on it, all of our guests. Like, you did make it possible. And so, without you, me and Madison never, ever could have.
We would have never been friends.
We would never have been friends, and we never would have been able to make this podcast. So.
No, yeah, definitely. I think, like, I had a great time, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So, thank you.
And
That's it. Okay,
so
well, maybe talk to you guys later. I don't know. This feels weird.
Stay tuned.
I don't like it. We
I
just
know.
end it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.